It's the worst of the CBC for November 15th, 2019, the show where I watch the CBC so you don't have to. And today is Impeachment Day, like every other day, apparently. Literally, not one other story other than the impeachment, and now they're covering it live still. So I watched the whole hour. The first half an hour I watched was impeachment. Then it was actually live coverage of the impeachment. And before I had an aneurysm, I decided I'm going to shut it off and we're going to do this. So CBC, if these are the rules today, if you're not even going to do the news that's relevant to Canada, well, then we're going to have then I get to talk about whatever I want to talk about too. How about that? You know what? No, they didn't watch the football game where Myles Garrett actually tried to kill Mason Rudolph with his own helmet last night. That was pretty crazy. But I'm going to do this. Right? Trump is the most corrupt president ever. I'm going to make the case that what Trump has done, and Trump isn't perfect, but Trump has not done anything worse than Hillary's email scandal or Justin Trudeau's SNC-Lavalin scandal. So let's recap. The story that got two lines of coverage on the CBC during the election campaign. 2 lines. Mentioned once and then mentioned again. So a grand total of maybe 15 to 17 seconds of coverage during an entire election scandal. Justin Trudeau met with a private company that gives him money to his personal campaign, also gives the Liberals money illegally through different donors. They had to give it back, okay? He met with SNC-Lavalin. They asked him to make a private law for him that would help them get off a felony charge for the bribery scandals in Libya and allow them to continue to bid on federal contracts. He said yes, wrote a deferred prosecution agreement so they could get off their criminal charges. But they didn't qualify it because the independent prosecutor said, no, they don't qualify. And the state is the prime minister and the House has to be kept separate from the judiciary because all the powers of the executive and the legislature are concentrated into one in Canada. But they said, nope, I want to interfere in that. He then told the attorney general to go and overturn the independent prosecutor. When she refused, he had her fired and fit with someone who would, right? So he completely, right, destroyed the confidence of the entire Canadian electoral system. Tried to concentrate powers and turn Canada into a dictatorship where he can basically decide that people can give him money and he can get them off jail. There was an investigation led by the Liberals into Liberals that found the Liberals are innocent, and then they shut down all subsequent investigations. They blocked the RCMP from investigating. This got 17 seconds of coverage from the CBC during the entire election scandal. Justin Trudeau is a dictator. That is the worst thing. That is a million times worse than anything Trump has ever done and didn't cover. SNC-Lavalin, right there, made a private law for a corporation that gives him money to his campaign and to his personal, right? There's a Trudeau Foundation just like there's a Clinton Foundation. They gave him money to make a law. They met with him. He made them a special law. And then when it wasn't used by the independent judiciary, he tried to annex the powers of the courts into his own, making him a dictator. 17 seconds of coverage. 17 seconds. Oh, to save jobs in Quebec, even though the SNC-Lavalin said those jobs are never under fire. And he'll always stand up for jobs, even though hundreds of thousands have left Alberta and he's off surfing. Oh, Hillary Clinton's email scandal. It was just a private email server. What's the big deal? Honestly, if it was just a private email server, it's not a big deal, okay? Having a private email server isn't a big deal. It is illegal. You shouldn't do it. You should have the State Department looking through it. But honestly, that's not that's not the scandal is. The scandal was when those emails were subpoenaed, she had them destroyed. That is obstruction of justice, right? That we're talking about Trump. Did Trump obstruct the Mueller report? Did Hillary Clinton obstruct justice when they asked her for her emails and then she deleted them all and then had her aides literally smash the hard drives with hammers? Does that count as obstruction? Okay. Also, she had classified emails on her private server. We have information that those classified emails were able to be seen by the cleaning lady. Her claim was, she didn't know what C meant. This is the most qualified and beautiful woman in the face of the earth. By the way, she's so beautiful and so qualified. Please don't kill me. Now, people could see the classified information. Now, she was getting donations to the Clinton Foundation from foreign powers, from the Arab Gulf states, Saudi Arabia, Qatar, Russia, and shown that classified emails had been sent to state actors who had been giving donations to the Clinton Foundation. So that is treason. And then she lied about it, right? She lied about it in 10 times. So there was treason, perjury, obstruction of justice. Right? Didn't cover it. No media, just the email scandal. Tried to pretend it was just, Hillary's email. Hillary had a private email server. It was not that Hillary had a private email server. It's what was on those emails and what did she do with them. So we're talking about Trump and obstruction. Okay, Hillary literally smashed their hard drives to avoid giving them to the FBI. Trump is trying to influence foreign powers to interfere in the elections. Well, we have evidence that Hillary and Obama's campaign were working with the Ukrainians to get dirt on Donald Trump in 2016. So, I mean, this is the Goebbels. We're now in Joseph Goebbels' world. And Joseph Goebbels was a Nazi propaganda minister, and he came up with the idea of accuse others of what you're guilty of. That's one of Goebbels' famous moves. Accuse others of what you're guilty of, and we now live in Joseph Goebbels' world. Because that's what the media is. So that's your worst at CBC. What does it get on the scale of Rosemary Bardens? A billion Rosemary Bardens. They're not even covered. It's not even Canadian news. So it's 10 Don Lemons out of Rosemary Bardens on the Rosemary Barden scale of bias. Because what is the point of the CBC if they're not going to cover any Canadian news? Defund the CBC. Or deport the CBC. Yes, deport everyone at the CBC to North Korea, like I've been saying for months now.